All right, week 16 of football. Last week I went 10-6 on the picks. And the games I got wrong, I picked the Buccaneers over the Falcons, the Bengals over the Ravens, the Giants over the Commies, the Panthers over the Saints, Lions over the Rams, Cowboys over the Vikings. Overall though, I'm pretty content with how I picked games last week. I feel like a lot of the ones I got wrong were kind of weird ones. And this week, I feel like there's a lot less weird ones. But the first one is a weird one. Thursday Night Football, Rams at Seahawks. I went with the Seahawks here. Now, the Rams beat us, but I'm honestly shocked how easily, and I mean the Lions, because I'm a Lions fan. I'm shocked how easily we moved the ball on them, and I feel like the Seahawks might have taken some notes there. The problem and the reason why we lost the Rams game is because the defense could not stop anything. And I think the Seahawks they might have a better defense than us. So I'm going to pick the Seahawks to beat the Rams at home on prime time. Then we finally have some Saturday games. The first one being Eagles at Commanders. Pretty easy going the Eagles. Jaden Daniels is down for the year. Eagles kind of have the division on lock. I think they're going to win. Saturday night, though, is a lot more of a challenging one. Packers at Bears. This one was a little more challenging for me because Micah is out. Rome Odunze is out. Packers won the first time around, and I think they're going to win the second time around, too. However, it is a close one. I do just think the Packers have a more complete team than the Bears. And Caleb Williams, I feel like, is prone to mistakes sometimes. I mean, they're obviously, really good this year, but I feel like they've been playing kind of bad teams a lot of times. Maybe not bad teams, but, bad defenses, But the Packers are not that, so I'm going to pick the Packers to win. Next is a Sunday game, no more Saturday. We have Chargers at Cowboys. I'm picking the Chargers to win. Chargers have a pretty good defense, a serviceable offense. Honestly, any offense is a serviceable offense against the Cowboys. Cowboys are pretty much out of the playoffs. Chargers are pretty much locked. Okay, I'm excited for the AFC this year, to be honest, because the Chiefs aren't in the playoffs. That's going to be fun. Next up, kind of a stinker, Vikings at Giants. I'm going with the Vikings. I just think they have better coaching than the Giants, and they're just in a better spot. I don't know. Some of these games are so boring because, Vikings, Giants, are we for real? Same with Bengals, Dolphins. I'm picking the Bengals. Quinn Ewers is going to start for the Dolphins, so don't know how that's going to go. To be honest, a great week to start them. Bengals have a terrible defense, but they also have Joe Burrow, and I think the Dolphins have a pretty bad defense too, so I'm going to pick the Bengals to win. Now, next up, however, we have an absolute banger. We have Buccaneers at Panthers. Now, these two are fighting for the division. They're fighting for a playoff spot. And do I truly think deep down that either one of them can win the Super Bowl? No, not really. I don't really think either the Bucs or the Panthers can win the Super Bowl. However, I'm picking the Panthers to win because I want them to. I want the Panthers to win, get in the playoffs, go on a run. That would be awesome. That would actually be so cool. So just out of the hope in my heart, I'm picking the Panthers. All right, then we have Jets at Saints. This might be closer, however. The Jets are starting Brady Cook at quarterback, who I'm pretty sure threw 3 or 4 picks last game. And the Saints are somehow winning. They beat the Bucs, they beat the Panthers, and I think they're going to beat the Jets. I don't know why. They're just locked all of a sudden. So I'm picking the Saints to beat the Jets at home. Oh boy. Then we have Bills at Browns. Pretty easy one. I'm going with the Bills. The Browns are a disastrous organization, and I feel bad for Mr. Sanders. I don't know if it's real, but I saw something that he had the wrong wristband during game day. So it had the wrong play calls on it. I mean, what are we doing? If that's not the most Browns thing of all time, I don't know what is. So I'm picking the Bills. All right, next, this is actually kind of a hard one. We have Chiefs at Titans. Patrick Mahomes, obviously out for the year, and the Chiefs are eliminated. However, I am actually going to pick the Chiefs to beat the Titans because I think that the Chiefs with Gardner Minshew are still better than the Titans. It's that bad over there in Tennessee. So Yeah, we're going with the Gardner Minshew led Chiefs to beat the Titans this week. Then we have Jaguars at Broncos, and I think this is kind of an interesting one. However, to me this feels like one of those games where Trevor Lawrence is going to suck, to be honest with you. It has that written all over it. And kind of like the Panthers, I really want the Jaguars to do well in the playoffs. I've said this a few times on this channel. I'm just rooting for the teams that never win. I'm rooting for the teams that are always bad, that are for some reason good this year, except for the Bears. And the Jaguars are one of those teams. The Broncos, I don't care as much about because they've won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning and other Super Bowls. However, I do think they're going to be they're going to win this game. I think they're going to beat Jacksonville. So, I picked them to win. Next up, probably the hardest game to predict of the week. Falcons at Cardinals. Both these teams are actually the Cardinals usually always suck, but the Falcons feel like they're either abysmal or they're awesome. Last week they were awesome. This week, I don't know. But I picked them to win just because I feel like their offense is more intact and more consistent than the Cardinals, and who knows what the defense is going to do, but I don't know. This game is so hard to get a read on, to be honest. All right, next up, Raiders at Texans. I'm going to go with the Texans, and I think they're going to have at least 10 sacks this game. I think they're going to absolutely fry whoever's playing quarterback, which is probably Kenny Pickett, who apparently had 60 yards last week. I don't even know if that's true. I don't know if I'm reading misinformation half the time or what. Let's look this up. Did he actually have 60 yards last week? Oh my God, he had 64 yards and a pick. Holy God. What a game for Kenny Pickett. Yeah, and he's against a better defense this week. Holy Lord. I really want the Texans to win. I want the Texans to win the Super Bowl, bro. I unironically love watching them because as a Lions fan, our defense sucks. So, like, watching a good defense is so satisfying. And you know what? I want the Texans to win the Super Bowl, okay? And hopefully this game should make that easier for them. Let me see. Are they, like, in the position to take the division? Oh, wow. They're one game behind. So, Jacksonville loses and they... Ooh... Let's go, Houston. All right, next up, Steelers at Lions. I pick my team every week, even though they usually lose. So I'm picking the Lions to win. I think our season's over. But, might as well keep playing, keep fighting, and hope for better coaching next year, I would say. Well, better coaching and better luck. I feel like half our team gets hurt every year, and our defense is pretty much always terrible. Those two things seem like a constant with this team. Then, Sunday Night Football, Patriots at Ravens. I went with the Patriots, although I do have like a weird gut feeling that the Ravens are going to win, but I'm going with the Patriots just because they're a better team this year, better record, more consistent, better defense, all that. But Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson, and he makes it difficult, but the Ravens have just been very inconsistent, it feels like. And then on Monday Night Football, prime time, we have 49ers at Colts. Old Phil Rivers on prime time. I'm not going to lie to you. I am shocked that the game was that close last week. I am shocked that they didn't lose by like 20, okay, against the Seahawks. And to be honest with you, I really hope the Colts win this game. It would be so cool. It'd be so funny if the Colts beat the Niners. But I just have to go with the 49ers. I can't do it. The Colts feel like some Disney team right now. You know what I mean? They feel like some weird magic is happening to them. I don't even know. Maybe that magic means they're going to win it all, but I just can't take it seriously. So I have to pick the 49ers. And there you go. Those are this week's picks from me. Let me know. What do you agree with, disagree with? Who do you think's going to win or lose? And do you think this week's the week where I get every game right? Probably not. It's never going to happen.